Quote, please stay safe. Do not drink the water.
Jesus.
Yeah, seriously, like that alone. Good God. In too many cases, it is raw water from the reservoir being pushed through the pipes. Be smart, protect yourself, protect your family, preserve water, look out for your fellow man, and look out for your neighbors.
And God save America.
History is riddled with unexplained events. You can turn back now or learn the stuff they don't want you to know.
Similar to citizens of other cities in the United States and across the world, there are a lot of crises going on right now, and there have been for quite a while. This one is probably closest to the coverage we've done before on Flint, Michigan, and a couple other cities that are going through water treatment plant crises. But dang, Jackson is just, it seems like it's getting hit just blow after blow. There was recently a lot of flooding in Jackson and other parts of central Mississippi. The Pearl River flooded due to just record rainfall that was occurring around that time, and all of that water coming through Jackson caused some serious issues with their water treatment system. And, well, I guess I'll let the governor of Mississippi really sum it up for us. There was an emergency press briefing given by the Mississippi governor, Tate Reeves, and this is what he said. Quote, please stay safe. Do not drink the water.
Jesus.
Yeah, seriously, like that alone. Good God. In too many cases, it is raw water from the reservoir being pushed through the pipes. Be smart, protect yourself, protect your family, preserve water, look out for your fellow man, and look out for your neighbors.
And God save America. I mean, that's crazy.
That's Independence Day level speech right there.
Dude,
Correct.
that is wild.
Yeah, it's like a. Sorry, I hate when people say correct. No, yeah, right on. I agree with you. This is also, for anybody unfamiliar with Mississippi in the U.S., this is the largest city in that state. We are talking about just one city with more than 160,000 residents. If you look at the metro area, then that means that this water issue affects way more than 200,000 people. This is serious.
Yeah, the latest estimates I saw were around 180,000, but you're right, like up to 200,000 who are being affected directly by this. I'm going to continue with the governor's quote just a little bit more because it shows why he's speaking in such a dire manner. The governor said, quote, until it is fixed, we do not have reliable running water at scale. The city cannot provide enough water to fight fires, to flush toilets, and to meet other critical needs. Like that alone, like restaurants don't have water. The tap, when you turn it on, the water pressure is so low that barely anything comes out. And when it does come out, it's raw water from the giant reservoir that is just northeast of the city, where the Pearl River comes out of as it's flowing
which is
through
not a
Jackson.
marketing thing. What by raw water we mean untreated. So it is it is completely a dice roll. And let's be honest, if you live in the U.S., you know this. It is a loaded dice roll as to whether this stuff has effluents.
Dumping.
Right. Effluents would be dumping as whether it has possible bacterial contaminants, all the stuff that would have been filtered out by wastewater treatment or just water treatment.
The types of things where you see like fish advisories, like because the fish like are pumped full of mercury.
Yeah, just so.
That's because they exist in a part of the river or whatever body of water that has not been filtered in this way. We are not meant to drink that water, and we should not eat those fish.
No. So guys, if you just think about that situation, you think about the economic impact it's going to have on the city of Jackson. Like the hospitality industry, the entire thing it's going to have to be put on pause again after going through the COVID break, basically in profits there that it's had. You think about that each individual person individual parents who are trying to, what do you do for your kid? Well, you get bottled water, and that's one of the only things you can do, or some other type of water product, right? Because you can't just turn on a tap anywhere in the entire city and get water. And the Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, is headed there. They've been there this whole week attempting to hand out as much bottled water as they can, obviously. And, you can kind of predict this and this, but there's not enough bottled water to go around. And it's just the nature of attempting a Herculean effort like that. It's not enough. The National Guard has even been called in by the governor. Even President Joe Biden declared an emergency recently this week. I believe that was Tuesday, the 30th. Right. It's a big deal. And this is all happening, by the way, after a month of water boil advisory in Jackson. Guys, we live in Atlanta. We've been through our share of water boil advisories. And, generally when you experience one of those, that at least that I've been through personally, it's a couple of days, week maximum, when there's been some kind of natural disaster or just something really bad that's come through the city. But can you imagine a full month?
Well, when they do it here or in other, places, it usually feels like, in an abundance of caution, we advise you, boil your water. It would be a good idea, or drink bottled water, as opposed to definitely don't drink the water and may God have mercy on your soul. Can we also point out that Jackson, Mississippi is 82.47% African-American in its demographic makeup?
Yes, we can. This is true. It's really bad. This is a breaking story, so there's going to be a lot more development, probably even by the time you hear this story. We're trying to just stay on top of it and follow it as much as possible. I would highly recommend heading over to MississippiToday.org. It's a really great nonprofit news site where there's just tons of information being pumped out. It appears to be really great reporting, at least to my eyes. There is, I don't know if there's so many articles they've written. It's Alex Rosier. I'm not exactly sure how you say it, but writing alongside Bobby Harrison, Kaylee Skinner, and a couple others. They're just answering questions for people of Mississippi. Mm-hmm. So people who are in and around Jackson, they've got great resources there, like exactly where you can go right now if you're in or near Jackson to get water. If you just scroll down on their main website, they've got it, and it's continually updated there.
And one thing that's important to note, we're talking about specifically something called the O.B. Curtis facility. And the folks who are working there now are in crisis mode, like many municipal employees, several of whom are in the audience with us today. Welcome, folks. They are likely underpaid. They're definitely overworked. And they are at the whims, often, of machinations far above their heads, right? Far above their ability to control. So there's another point I want to make. It is a larger, deeper point. It is unexpected, right? Ideally, on paper, it is unexpected for a person in the United States to need to purify or boil water, to have a boil advisory. As Noel pointed out, it's usually phrased as something small happened, but with an abundance of caution, we advise you to do such and such. This is not the case in many, many other parts of the world. It is simply expected that one must either boil water or one must have bottled water of some sort. So what is happening here, I would say, is something that a lot of our international listeners are going to be intimately familiar with as the average day to day. But if you are listening and you are in the US or Canada or some parts, not all parts, don't believe the hype, of Western Europe, this is something that you can put in your journal as a harbinger of things to come. Not a Jordan Harbinger, very nice, brilliant guy, but a general harbinger of things to come. Water
General
Harbinger, thank you for your service.
We salute you, and may God have mercy on your soul.
The water crisis isn't coming, folks. It's already here, and the heroic efforts, as you said, Matt, the Herculean efforts to make water potable, drinkable, they are only going to become more arduous and more challenging as time continues. Just something to think about every time you ask yourself, should I take a bath or take a shower?
Well, yeah, but either way, I mean, that's not even the main issue here, guys. This is an infrastructure story. Like, that's seriously what's at the heart of this. The mayor, Chokwe Lumumba, made a point that, hey, this is not something that may have happened. We've seen this on the horizon for some time, for several years, actually. We've noted that this specific facility, the OB Curtis Water Treatment Facility, is it's failing, and it's going to fail. It's not a matter of if, but when, and it just happened to occur now because of the catastrophic flooding. Mm-hmm. And I wonder how many other cities, no matter what size they are, and no matter what country they're in, have water treatment facilities that are on the brink of failure, just because of the amount of water that needs to be pushed through those things.
Flint,
and how old
just
they are.
Just saying,
where the water is no longer flammable, hopefully. But that's an enormous point, Matt. And you're a mind reader. I was getting at that too. The infrastructure systems are already under tremendous stress.